Loki is finally here, and it seems like within the first episode, we've gotten one of the very first hints at Secret Wars being adapted for the MCU. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and Loki's out, and I love it. I mean, I like it way more than WandaVision, way more than WandaVision. I like it a lot more than Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's episode 1's out, and it's everything I thought it was going to be. And episode 1 has already given us some hints at Secret Wars, actually. In episode 1, there's this really cool animated sequence that explains how the TVA came to be and what their purpose is. And in this, it says there were these whole bunch of Nexus events that led to an eventual multiversal war in the past, and the Timekeepers came in and cleaned it all up and created the TVA and the sacred timeline. Now, part of creating the sacred timeline means that they essentially dictate everything that's going on within it, and they are responsible for everything that's going on in it, which to me was actually kind of interesting and wild, because that means that they kind of approved of the events for them to happen in Endgame, which includes the time travel, but they didn't approve of Loki jumping out and creating this whole other branch timeline. So they actually had some agents come in and cut it off in episode 1, which, I don't know, man, something about that whole concept is really cool to me, because they're exploring this idea of free will. Now, before I go any further or go off into a tangent, let me explain what Secret Wars is and what that term means. So when people talk about Secret Wars, they tend to be talking about the most recent one, because there have been multiple comic events called Secret Wars, and the one that they usually are talking about is a comic event from Jonathan Hickman. And without getting too much into the plot, because I actually want you guys to go out and read it, because it's extremely cool. It involves universes colliding, cabals, Marvel's Illuminati. Speaking of Illuminati, that was, and from what I can tell, still in development, so keep on the lookout for that. God King Doom, he was just way overpowered. A multiversal Thor core, my bad. Battle World was another cool thing that came out of it. It was this crazy event about the multiverse and how it could all come together, and it led to it essentially led to where Marvel Comics is now. It acted as like a soft reboot. Y'all should really go read it. It's just this amazing story about survival and what happens when universes start colliding and what people have to do and what they have to accept, and it was so cool. Now that you have a very vague grasp on what Secret Wars is about and what it could lead to. Now, let's get back to the question of how do we know this is a setup for Secret Wars, and how does this connect to the larger MCU? In an interview with Murphy's Multiverse, Michael Waldron, the head writer of Loki, is straight up asked by Charles Murphy, "Hey, is all this stuff you laid out in this sequence a setup for Secret Wars?" And Michael Waldron's response is, "Nothing is ever just in there." Let me roll the clip for you.
I really like the animated sequence in episode 1 that explains the TVA and the timeline. It was really reminded me of Jurassic Park, and I thought it was great. It mentions like a previous multiversal war, and it says that the Nexus events could lead us to another multiversal war. And we know we're getting some more multiverse stuff in Doctor Strange. Is that maybe the first hint at a setup for something like Secret Wars in the MCU? Or is that just in there?
Nothing, we'll see. You probably know as well as I do. Nothing's ever just in there.
Yeah.
But it's, if the purpose of that whole thing was just indoctrinate the audience and everything, and yeah, we'll see how all this stuff plays out in the MCU moving forward.
And this is kind of him saying something without saying something that could get him in trouble, right? This is so cool to me. Now, seeing how Loki is about alternate timelines and the TVA trying to cut off these timeline branches and Nexus events and stopping a multiversal war, it goes hand in hand in what Secret Wars is, right? And Waldron's response, it seems clear to me Secret Wars is coming, whether you like it or not, and Loki is a part of it. And man, these timekeepers are not to be messed with. Also, something else that was really, really cool was that scene with the Infinity Stones, which really shows how much power the timekeepers have and why they're not to be messed with. Because, man, for them to just have Infinity Stones lying around like that, you don't want to fuck with them, all right? That's all I'm gonna say. Now, how does this connect to the larger MCU currently? Well, we're getting 2 multiverse films soon and a multiverse series. Another one that's not Loki. I know, surprising, right? I'm not talking about Loki season 2. Just give him it, all gets it. Now, obviously, the first movie of the 2 is Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness. It's in the name. It is what it is. Now, there are tons of rumors circling this film about cool appearances of different versions of characters, like Captain Hydra, which is like an evil Captain America, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, maybe some weird form of the Illuminati could be popping up. We know Wanda's supposed to be in it, and she is a Nexus being, and she might be able to travel to multiple universes. We're not entirely sure. Shumagorath is in this film as well. He's probably going to be hell-bent on trying to rule as many realities as he can. And also, America Chavez is probably a big part of his plan, and her whole shtick is she can travel to different universes. And I know I'm sort of downplaying her, but I'm trying to make it as simple as possible, all right? Now, the other movie is Spider-Man: No Way Home. Now, I know I've seen some denial about this being a multiverse film, and there's no way of me getting around this, but it's a multiverse film. It is what it is. Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are going to be in it. So are their respective villains. Green Goblin, Sandman, Doc Ock, Electro, and Rhino. Only person I'm not 100% sure on is Lizard, but if I have to give a percentage, it's like 95. So it is what it is. The trades had confirmed Doc Ock, Electro, and Doctor Strange being in it. Hint, hint. I'm pretty sure there was a tweet from an official Disney account saying Spider-Man: No Way Home was going to be in some way connected to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Oh, also, quick little note, Daredevil is in it. Matt Murdock, Charlie Cox. Shout out to my boy. It's one of my favorite Marvel series out there. Go watch it on Netflix before it gets snatched up. And that film also has me excited because I get to see one of my childhood Spider-Mans interact with my current Spider-Man, and also Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. So that's going to be cool. But basically, it's a multiverse film. There's no way around it. And it's going to be there to help bridge the gap between Marvel Studios and Sony, and Tom Holland is going to be going in between them, it seems like. And I will explain and get more in depth with that in another video, because I've been saying for a very long time, before I even made this channel, hey, this is going to be a thing that happens between Sony and Marvel. So I'll save it for a different video. Now, what is that multiverse series I was talking about? It's What If. Yeah, a lot of people have forgotten about it. And don't sleep on it, and I'll tell you why. Now, Marvel Studios' What If is going to be specifically made to explore the question, what if X happened? What if the bioweapon in Captain America Civil War was released and created, I don't know, Marvel zombies? What if Steve Rogers didn't take the serum? What if Steve Rogers became Spider-Man? What if Peggy Carter became Captain America? What if Ultron had all the Infinity Stones? What if Thor partied so hard he endangered the universe or something like that? It's endless, right? They can ask so many questions and give themselves so many answers that they want. And this series is specifically made to flesh out the multiverse. It's specifically made to say, hey, here's the multiverse, here's all these different realities going on. Now, the show is set to release this summer, somewhere between Black Widow and Shang-Chi and the Legend of Ten Rings. Season 1 is set to have 10 episodes, but season 2 is already in production currently from the last I remember, and that was months ago. Now, like I said, this series is important because it's fleshing out the multiverse, which you need to do that if you want to even have Secret Wars be an event, or a film, or a series, whatever Marvel Studios decides to do. So having this series come out and be coming out consecutively every year, possibly even multiple times a year, is going to really reinforce this idea of the multiverse is coming and it's way bigger than you think. And obviously, like I've been saying this whole video, this is just to set up Secret Wars. Now, the real question is, when does it come out and what could we see out of it? First, let's explore when can it come out. Now, this could have been the date that Charles Murphy was hinting at pre-COVID, which was May of 2024. And I've seen many people believe that that's what the case was. And I wouldn't have been... Right now, I wouldn't be surprised if someone came and told me that's what it was, because I've seen things indicate that's what it was for. However, the pandy happened and Marvel Studios had to stop, and they've changed a lot of things since then. Spider-Man No Way Home was not the same movie it was a year ago. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is not the same movie it was a year ago. I mean, I'm pretty sure they've admitted it in every interview by now. Daredevil wasn't going to be rolled into the MCU the way he is now a year ago. The Echo series, that wasn't going to be like it wasn't at the spot it was now. I don't even think it was a thing that was going to happen pre-pandemic. So the point I'm trying to make is Marvel Studios has changed a lot of things, and that's actually kind of normal for them, believe it or not. Like, for them to go back and change plans is normal, but to this degree, I don't know. However, to counter that, to give you guys some hope, is that Marvel Studios by mid-2022 is going to be really close back to the original schedule that they had for panel releases. Like, Black Panther 2 was originally scheduled or Black Panther Wakanda Forever, I should say, was originally scheduled for May of 2022. Now it's scheduled for July of 2022. So it's really, by mid 2022, they're going to be really close back to that normal schedule. But like I said, a lot of things have changed. So when it comes to be answering when is the series, or when is this event or movie rather going to come out, I'm going to say sooner than you expect. And I'll just leave it at that for now. Now, what's going to be in it? I want this to just be a war between the Timekeepers and the TVA versus King the Conqueror and his forces. King the Conqueror is Nathaniel Richards. He's supposedly a descendant of Reed Richards, and he's the typical hellbent on ruling all of reality. Now, if you haven't seen my King and Loki video, you should go ahead and check that out. But time traveling evil guy. That's all you gotta really know. Who could be related to Reed Richards? That's all you really gotta know. Now, what I want to see at the Secret Wars is seeing their two forces go at it. And as far as heroes, the TVA probably gets damn near everyone in the MCU. They probably get some of the Fox X-Men, Deadpool. They probably also get Sonyverse characters like Venom, Carnage, Morbius. Not Mobius, Morbius, yeah. There's going to be a lot of confusing characters. Kraven, oh my god, that'd be really cool to see Wanda interact with Kraven and be like, aren't you my brother? Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. I want to see him put on the claws just one last time. In Kang's forces, that'd be really, really cool to see him just have all of the villains, like Ultron, like Loki, or like maybe a time variant Loki, Ronan the Accuser, all of the villains from the Ironmonger. He somehow brings him back to life. Maybe he gets like Defoe's Goblin again. Maybe he gets Apocalypse from the X-Men movies. Oh my gosh, I just want like that to be an event that's just almost like a fan fiction, to be honest, similar to Endgame. So like I said, when it comes to when does this movie come out, all I can say for sure is sooner than expected. And with that, brings us to the end of this video. If you guys like this extremely nerdy content, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button and become a part of this community. We're trying to build something really cool here, and I'm trying to help provide some of the best nerdy Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and anime content, and it's gonna be revolving around primarily theories, but also reaction videos, and we're gonna try to get into the news section later this year. Please do not forget to share in your favorite subreddit, Facebook group, Instagram group, Twitter group, Twitter, what else am I missing? TikTok, repost it on TikTok. to help us grow so we can help provide better content. And that's it for this one. I'll see you guys later. Peace.